Well, thanks to Joe Biden and the U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, America is seeing illegals flood into our country by various means like we have never seen before. The Mexican border is wide open. Not only is this a problem in America, but it's a problem in the Western world, places like France and England, and even the rest of Europe, too. My friend and colleague from Real America's Voice, Ben Bergquam, is currently in London and recently visited a beach where many illegals hide out waiting for a boat. Watch this.
So we got groups down there, we got groups over here, all these guys. Can't tell, but there's several groups down on the beach right now. Long night. Wasn't sure how that was gonna go down. The guys walked up to me and all from Sudan. There's at least 100 people out on this beach right now. At least 100, if not more. And I said, no boats? He said, oh, not yet. But he said, boats all day. But he said, too expensive. That's what he said. This guy said, too expensive. $1,000. They're charging each one of these guys $1,000 to cross, is what he just told me. They're everywhere, and they're in these little pockets, and they're all just waiting for a boat ride, but they all have to pay. And so they're negotiating, trying to get their boats.
Join me now from Europe to discuss this further is the host of Law and Border himself, right here in Real America's Voice, Ben Bergquam. Ben, you have been posting some of the most remarkable videos here over the past couple of days. I encourage people to follow you on X and other social media platforms. Watch you on Real America's Voice and watch Law and Border. It's a great program because you're showing us what no other network's showing us. I mean, explain what we were just seeing there. These people are all collected on the beach to go where?
Well, they're going to England. There's boats, and there's speculation that the boats these things are massive, but they're basically rudimentary. You know, they're the mylar material with an outboard motor. It's suspected that China, the CCP, is actually directly involved with this, making these boats for these guys through criminal organizations across Europe. But what they do is they've come to France. They've come illegally into France. They've crossed over several other countries to get there. They're smuggled across France to the northern west tip of France, which is the closest point to England. And they sit out there every single night and they wait for their time to go. And what was interesting was I started actually the night before and tracked these guys. They were coming in from all points of the city of Calais, France. And you just saw them walking down and they were looking at their phones, and they're basically following GPS points on their phones, which tells them what part of the beach to go to and stop and wait for their boat. And it's very similar to what you see on our southern border with the cartels telling people where to go and where to cross and how to do it. So there's some direct correlations to what we have on our southern border. Well, I decided to go out there at about midnight. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, and then I saw this group going out, and I'm like, okay, let me just follow these guys and see where it goes. And ended up being 6 of the freakiest hours of my life sitting out there. I didn't realize, I realized they were all around me, and I kept seeing them in the, I didn't have my night vision, and so I was just seeing their silhouettes, and at several points they actually saw me as well, and they couldn't decide what to do with me. I talked to one of the guys as I was walking up, and I told him I was a reporter, and then he went the other way and said, don't go, it's dangerous. So but moral of the story is this is happening every night, and so what we see on our southern border, the same exact thing is happening all across Europe as well.